Hi. Let's talk about some smart shit. Let's do it. Let's talk about emotions and smart stuff. Oh, this is gonna be a big one today. Oh, I'm frustrated for a large population of humans. We are misunderstood. What is it like dating with a dragon inside me? Or what is it like dating with multiple personalities? Dissociative identity disorder, okay? Which, yes, is my big background problem. It's not really the problem that's a problem. It's the fact that they gave it a diagnosis and say that they understand it. But really, do they? So instead of crying this morning, I'm gonna bitch at all of you. That should be fun. It's more fun than just crying. Crying is great. Crying is magical. So is planting new trees. But when I have layers of a topic in my mind, I make a live. Because it's like I'm sitting here with this conundrum, just life, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Because it blows my mind every time. Trying to date with a dragon inside me. Trying to date with multiple personalities, really. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with the human stuff. Why the fuck doesn't anybody understand what the fuck multiple personalities is? And why is it such a big thing on this planet with so many in the population? And yet nobody knows what the hell is really going on. Like, hey, baby, you're hot and I want to date you. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Hell yeah. We should talk about my things first. Just like we should talk about his things. Details, getting to know each other. That's what that's supposed to mean, right? And then we get to the point where, you know, he's made me feel safe enough that I'm like, oh, yay, maybe I will have somebody to hang out with on my birthday on Tuesday. It's literally, I'm like, trying to figure this out. I do have a very amazing person in my life that helps with some of those needs, but it's like having an escort that's awesome, and he just gives me freebies, and he understands magic, and he understands the world, which is great. But obviously I'm like in love with that man for many years because it's the only man I've ever met like that. But a relationship can't work, mostly because I have multiple personality disorder, and that doesn't work for his family or his life. I've been through this in many cycles. I've had a lot of people come to me and be like, I totally understand and it's fine. And I'm very, very psychologically sound when it comes to when I'm switching and when I'm not. It's been an issue with my kids, with the state, with everybody. I mean, my entire life has been completely ransacked through because of my multiple personalities, even though one of them, not one of them is harmful. That's the problem, okay? Dragon likes to talk shit. Dragon, I wish Dragon was just a personality. She's not. This is real. There's a real dragon essence that's, you know how I know it's real? Because I will be talking to someone and she will give me memories of them as a child and what happened to them. And I'm like, wow, you know, and I have compassion. I have to keep it to myself and I have to continue the interaction as if it's a normal interaction. But really, I just try to act like a tough guy because there are shit tons of people bullying me because of something that I didn't understand when I was little. I understood it more when I was little. Then you grow up, the natural DMT in the body starts to go away and you forget your connection with God a little bit. And then I just thought I was crazy. So I took the pills and I did all the counseling and I'm disabled, and it doesn't even matter if you come to terms with a disability and take the medications and do the things they tell you to do. They still took my kids. They harvested different energy. They're like, hey, you have a dragon. And I'm like, wow, thanks for seeing it instead of just calling it multiple personalities. That's really amazing, you know? And that was the guy that I ended up marrying in 2015. And it turns out that the reason he knew so much about dragons in the universe is because he was involved with some heavy, deep shit that was actually here to attack me. And like, fucked with me and pulled me away from my other kids and hurt me. And I was involved in a big court case where I was a witness, and that ended up creating a big disaster. No matter how many years I tried to, you know, blah, 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 story time. How many people is this happening to? How many people are in the world? For example, this morning, this guy, Todd, he was being very flirty. I liked him. He was sweet. I started to explain who I am to him. He said, fuck this shit, goodbye, I'm running. And I was like, well, it's mostly the fact that human men just run when I'm literally just here talking about information. And the second they go, ah, that's not real, they get really mad at me and then will block me after calling me a bunch of names. And it does hurt because I was laying there in a vulnerable state. It was early in the morning. I was watching the beautiful sun come through the window. He said, good morning. So I hopped on and said, good morning. He asked me a few deep questions. We were kind of at that point where we've been talking for a little bit. I'm talking to many, multiple people trying to... Gosh, I mean, somebody got comedy tickets yesterday for a comedy club. And I was like, that's beautiful, but you already bought the tickets and we didn't even get on the phone and talk yet. Which I think is kind of a lack of intention and kind of weird. Plus, I have PTSD because I feel like people want to kill me because I have multiple personalities. And it's almost like something in them has they have multiple personalities too. And it's like people are being stunted on even getting to know themselves. It's like, don't look there. Don't look at that. Don't look at this. And I'm like, all right, well, since I was little, I wanted to understand what was going on because I was switching around and there were different voices and there were different things coming through. People are like, you should get back on medication. I'm like, I already did all that. There are layers of personality constructs that have taken on, not only because I was tortured my whole life, like actual torture, like real brainwashing and torture, all right? Still going through it to this day, trying to figure out, should I share the stories? Should I not share the stories? Like, I don't even have time. I'm just trying to get my kids back in my life. And honestly, I was a really fucking good mom. Multiple personalities, dragon or not, I was a really good mom. Most of the time, dragon only comes out when she feels like somebody is a dipshit and they're gonna hurt me. And that is what she explains inside me before she ever uses my voice to communicate. There's also other things that I've communicated with. I'm a voice for the voiceless. I've communicated with every still light here, meaning every spirit, every personality, everything talks. And some of the energy exchange does happen when you talk to high vibrational beings. There are energy exchanges and there are some scary things that happen. But the awareness of the fibers that is happening is what makes me safe. I am a good mom. I am a good friend. But I have a dragon in me that totally wants to tell you to fuck off if she knows that you fuck with the soil or fuck with animals or maybe need some awareness. And I've gotten very good at like holding her off from talking at the inappropriate times. But when somebody in the early morning is asking me, why are you not in a serious relationship? I'm like, well, first of all, most of my work is with big topics in the background, changing some of the politics on this planet, and also trying to give awareness support, awareness for your environment. What are dragons? What is multiple personality disorder? Why do so many people have it? Why do people run right away when they hear that? Why do people think, oh, well, that's why you got your kids taken away? It's like, okay, well, not really. And if it was, why would that be a justifiable reason does everybody think because there's a dragon or other multiple personalities that I was a bad mom? No, I was stressed. There were times that I felt I neglected them because of, oh my God, how stressed out I was from having to keep from being homeless or sleeping in the car that night with them. And that was really stressful for me and kind of like embarrassing because I really, really want my kids to be treated the right way and have a beautiful life. So I would have to pick up the slack whenever we were going to sleep somewhere, like in the car or something, which usually we didn't. I made it like a camping trip. It's a camping trip. And I'd grab the tent and we'd do all the things. And there's just so much I've been through. I have seen so many layers of energy and constructs. And here it is coming up on my birthday and Thanksgiving. And I have absolutely no one. Because I have multiple personality disorder. Not even dissociative identity disorder anymore because I don't dissociate. That's been fun the last 10 years, is making sure I stay very aware while I'm switching constructs and saying things that part of me doesn't really want to be saying. And then whenever I check into it, dragon's always right. That's what sucks. That's why this is so weird, because like, okay, it's a multiple personality disorder. Why does the other personality know more than the human side of me? What is really going on? What am I channeling? Why am I channeling a dragon that worries for wildlife and soil health and the missing children on this planet? And no one's really listening. Why am I channeling another spiritual or personality construct? Why do I have multiple personality disorder? Trauma, all these things. As a biophysicist and, you know, someone with actual mental health, psychological education, I understand what's going on the human brain level. But there are other parts of the in-between, the matter in between, like, there are real memories from this dragon. There is real knowledge that I've learned you guys actually really need. Humans really, really need the knowledge that she's trying to share with people. And it's like she's a higher vibration. When I speak with my human mouth and my voice and the dragon comes through, there is a lot of higher vibration things. She does like to cuss. She does. And sometimes if that person has done something to hurt themselves or others, she calls it out. And I try really hard to shut up. And that's pretty much all I've gotten strong at, is being quiet, reasoning with her, saying, can we just talk about this later? But as long as she's being heard, she will. She calms it down. And a lot of people just want to breeze right through it. Oh, you're too crazy. You have multiple personalities. Like, okay, but can we backtrack for a second and look at what the fuck is happening? Because it's not just me. And if it was, it'd be even cooler. There's a lot of people that have constructs of personalities that are not really getting the attention they need. Did they also get their kids just taken after graduating DBT and CBT and EMDR and all these therapy things and living in recovery and doing all these things and trying really, really hard to follow the program, follow the system that's here? I followed the system so deep that I realized it's all bullshit. It's bullshit. And it's trying to shut down shit like dragons coming through a literal human body. And the reason I know it's different is because my human self does not know what the dragon knows. The human self has had to learn things from the inner dragon. The inner dragon has so much information about your planet, your soil, your water, everything. And they're just like, oh, shut down the dragons. Like, okay, well, yes, I know why, because I have one that lives in me and sometimes talks to people when I'm trying to just go on a date or have comedy club tickets for my birthday next week so that I'm not alone, because it does bother me to be this alone. At least I have the dragon. Like, there's others this is happening to. I swear to God, I would shut up. I would just shut up if it was just me. If it was just me, I would have to figure out a habitat and just figure it out. But it's not just me. And this is happening to a lot of people. I'm very sad this morning because this guy just straight up made fun of me and blocked me. Dragon didn't even say that much. We were like talking about it a little bit, which I do feel like it's necessary to bring some of that up before I go on a date with this person. Because it's scary. Dragon has come out and talked like right in person, and this person like suddenly attacks me or tries to attack me or something, and I think that's the real problem. I don't think Dragon's doing anything wrong. I think that these men and people are just suddenly like, oh, I see a darkness in you. I can see a serpent in you. I can see a dragon in you. I'm like, okay, well, you can ask it questions if you'd like. Like, it doesn't mean I'm a threat. I'm not a fucking threat. I'm a threat to the system that you're addicted to. Like, still a threat. I wouldn't use the word threat. I would just say, hey, if you start to get more aware, maybe your fear won't be such a threat. Maybe you won't be so fearful of some little blonde lady that misses her kids, that just like wants comfort. The second they find out about the dragon, though, oh boy, like, shit hits the fan. If they're gonna give a diagnosis like that, why can't they give more support for that diagnosis? You know, I've had all the disability doctors approve me to continue my disability with the alternatives of medication. That's how much I had to prove to a board of doctors that I am okay enough because I do not disassociate anymore. That's the whole thing. They didn't wonder if I still have the multiple personalities or not. All psychologists and psychiatrists understand that I'm going to have the multiple personalities anyways. That's one thing that they talk about. They're like, well, these are personalities that you took on when you were being tortured as a child. That's understandable, okay? But I've been approved to not take the medication by board of doctors. And then there were some recovery homes I was trying to move into because I wanted to stop the weed. And they said, you can't be here without medication with a diagnosis like that. Like, okay. They said it was because it was possibly unsafe. Okay. Sure, let's just chalk it up to that and just, boop, there goes a whole section of housing I can't have. Awesome. And then they talk to me and they prescribe me, the mental health counselors will prescribe me marijuana, right? They're like, well, you just smoke some marijuana. And I'm like, okay, but nobody's really talking about, you know, I love cannabis. I love her spirit. I love cannabis. I love her. But also, it's like, gives you psychoactive effects if you smoke it during the day, if it's not the right strain, and it does make it harder to control the multiple personalities. And disassociating starts to be a thing again. Okay, well, instead, I don't like to disassociate. If my personalities are going to switch and do funny things or get stressed out for their own reasons, I'm just a complex being. I have 4 parts of me that all have different opinions of this world. Okay? I try to keep it centered. This is why dancing and music is so important to me, because the more you can just feel the shifts of your energy through your body, it's a big deal. But I have had many people over the years that I've tried to work with and do dance events with and have a lot of communities that I helped with. But the dragon was more interested in helping with those communities. And the dragon speaks a little different than the human. I've lost hundreds of friends to fear of the unknown. So when can we know more about the unknown? Why would they give me approval for no medications? Also prescribe me weed and pretty much give me a diagnosis that they gave me no information for. And then in the background, they try to say, this is why I can't see any of my 3 kids, which is actually making the sickness way worse. And DCF didn't take them. I didn't do anything wrong to them. I was a really good mom. These fucking men try to date. I'd say I try to be in love, but not really. Like, why would I be unrealistic about any of this? Like, even to get affection, there are so many rules. Like, I can't sleep next to somebody unless they know I have multiple personalities. What if I wake up the next day and all of a sudden she's there? It's fucking impossible. Why would they give such a big diagnosis and such a depth to my personality and not explain any of it? If it's going to be so normal to tell people there are all these different diagnoses, then where is the support for that? And is there a real dragon with me? Or is it just a personality? And why does the dragon personality know so much about the soil and have so many actual visual memories that I'm given, which end up, I'm a very realistic, practical person, so I have to check into magical things thousands of times before I believe it. I don't just believe stuff. Like, I have to see it, see it, see it, see it in action, see it in action, see it, take the numbers from it, take the numbers from it, see it happen again so that I can take the numbers from that, see if they're the same numbers as the last time. That's just how I operate. But at this point, like, Dragon knows some stuff that I don't think they want me to know. And she does protect me. She knows when someone's a jerk before I do, and it sucks because she'll tell me and I'll be like, no, I like this one. Like, she's like, no, you don't. These men suck. And I'm like, holy shit. I don't think they suck. I think they've gotten hurt, and I think that his arms are pretty, and it would be really nice to be held. And she's like, I'd just pop up in the morning, because after a night of Dream Realm, you know how hard that is in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe I could just go downstairs at the hotel right away, or maybe, you know, I'm just constantly reasoning with her, trying to get fucked. And then it's like the only sexual partner I've had for years. He's just like, I wish men were nicer to you. I'm like, well, they're not. He's like, I think it's so weird. He's like, I want to fuck everybody. I'm like, I know, I'm a highly sexual dragon too. It's insane how many butts I look at all day. I'm like, wow, look at all the butts. It's just true. And there's nothing demonic about sex. I think there's something demonic and restricted and restrained from not talking about sex. I think it's very odd. This is why I hide. Just hide. I want my kids. I want the soil health back. I'm like crawling towards what I thought was the finish line. And it's not. Like, when I came on assignment, I remember coming to Earth. I remember being excited. People have been screaming out for help for so many years, and they're like, the angels, the aliens, everyone, show up, help us. Pretty much the same thing. The 12D is filled with aliens, angels, demons. Like, the 12th dimension is the closest dimension to God, so that you can communicate closer with God. I know everything about the reality here. I feel burdened to know all of the Akashic records and to know all the memories that goes on here. But I bet you people would be nicer to me if they knew more too. They gave these diagnoses to shut down whatever topic they're around. It's a ridiculous game, and I watch it over and over. I watch it with big books they write about things. If you read the whole book, beginning to end, it makes you forget what you read in the book. So you're reading about the most important information on this planet just to forget it because they put spells in there. And that's where people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, are you sure? Because do you know what a spell is? Like, in a scientific breakdown, like, I'm talking about real stuff. I'm talking about stuff that is like normal science, that it's like, you guys were made to shut this down and forget. That's the scary part of all this. But then when I channel and I remote view and I find in person the ones that made this construct to shut you guys down, they're also not very smart. That's all I've learned. They're not smart either. None of the humans on this planet are very smart. Holy shit. And that doesn't, it kind of scares me, but it doesn't really scare me too much, because then suddenly I remember why I came here. Guys, stop being mean to me. Get your shit together. Activate your DNA more. Activate your memories of what the fuck happened on this planet. I'm telling you, if you knew what I know, you would not be attacking me. I'm scared shitless to go on that fucking dating site. I swear to God, it was so fun because I'd go on there and they just, I mean, my pictures, the way I look, people are like, are you AI? Are you like, why are you different? I'm like, well, I'm very different. Not really, but, you know, I'm willing to be honest about my life and my energy. So, yeah, I guess I'm different in that way. But really, if more people were honest, I bet you'd find out you know a lot of people with multiple personality disorder. Just woke up feeling happy, and that guy's messages threw me into a vibration of feeling like fucking dog shit about myself. They're like, why don't you try? Keep trying, keep trying. I'm like, man, I do every day. My buddy that I trust, that I'm like in love with and wish we could be together in a normal way, but he's just not. He's not willing and not really interested in the whole programmed relationship thing. That's a really in-depth story. But, you know, he's like, are you still trying? You still trying to be with people? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking trying. He's like, you would think that it's easier for you because you're a hot lady. And you would think that there's plenty of men that you could just go up to and be like, will you have sex with me? In the most innocent way, and then just leave again after that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not really like that, because I need a mutual attraction. Like, first of all, I'm kind of picky in who I'm attracted to. And then there's like, time goes by. You don't get to have sex right away. It's like, and if I did, most of them are trying to fall in love with me right away, which is beautiful if they're trying to sincerely love me, but they're trying to be in love, like a trapped relationship, like relationship right away. And I'm like, what? I don't want a relationship right away. I want you to understand what the fuck I do with the human trafficked children and the soil, and give a shit about the dragon. I want you to be interested in the dragon. I want you to be curious and ask her questions with reverence and respect for the fact that she knows everything about your planet, and you fucking idiots, sorry, don't know shit. And that's the part that sucks. Like, where's the curiosity? Rather than just like, oh my God, I'm gonna run now. I'm gonna block you. Running at the perfect time away from your fucking crazy ass. And like, it's so easy for them to be so mean and call me names right away and then block me. That's really interesting to me. Like, I wonder what happened with your planet. Probably because you're fucking assholes to magical beings. Uh-oh. That was the dragon. Can't really tell when it switches, huh? Uh-oh. Oh, no. How scary is that? She's sick of it, too. We're all sick of it. My entire body has brain chemistry that's just a little different. And even the government that gave me the diagnosis makes fun of me. I felt this was a necessary thing to post. I don't know. I don't know who watches it or anything, but you know what? when I'm done, gonna download this and cut it up and continue to make awareness videos and make awareness things on websites, because I'm trying to make a vault. I feel like the sadness is killing me, and I feel like missing my kids is getting harder every day. And there is great advice. Talk to a lawyer, do this, do that. I have 11 teeth I need to get pulled. I have breast tumors. I have health issues that I'm trying to catch up on. The breast tumor ended up creating a thing over my heart. Plus, I had broken heart syndrome for a long time. I still go to the cardiologist every fucking Tuesday. I'm trying really hard to make enough money to make websites. I'm trying to do all of this. Apparently, Elon Musk has been just like talking to me for months, and I don't want to talk to him anymore, because every time that these people are like, hey, let's have a private meeting, like, I don't really trust them. I don't trust any of them. I had some people I trusted last year in Gainesville, and I went up there to live in their community, and they ended up making fun of me really bad, and I lost a lot of my stuff. I met a guy, he got me pregnant the first time we had sex, and I ended up having a really late miscarriage, and that guy ended up working for the guy that owned the community, and I ended up getting asked out, sleeping in my fucking car right after a miscarriage, and having a silent birthday and a silent Thanksgiving and a silent Christmas last year. And here we go again. It's the same cycles repeating themselves no matter how hard I try. If I sat here and did not try with humans and just forget you all exist, I wouldn't be waking up crying. But also, I didn't come here for that, and I am crying mostly because you all forgot yourselves. That makes me the most sad, is that you don't know what it's like to interact with wildlife. The fact that you don't know what it's like to talk to the flowers. The fact that I can say that and people call me crazy. That means you're all fucked. Like, that's sad. Continuing to go to Walmart, go to work, and drink Mountain Dew and make fun of people like me. It's a time clock that's gonna run out. It's not something that could happen forever. We cannot hurt high vibrational beings like this over and over and over. Doesn't even make any sense why you'd want to, unless you don't realize that you're trapped in a fucked up system. We are trying to educate you and help get you out. And instead I get made fun of and pulverized by more money I need to make, more bills I have to pay, more things I have to do. And if I try to make a friend that I can see once a week, well, fuck, dude, now I'm gonna get made fun of and put myself out there. And I've tried everything. I've talked to Gaia about this for 39 years now. She sits with me. She comforts me. The animals comfort me. They know what it's like. You guys forgot about everything. It's really fucking heartbreaking. And every day I sit here with this and I try to be strong and I try to make jokes, but I had nothing else to even say this morning. You guys have got to get more aware that there's a problem, though. Then you can fix it.